Times are changing for Jefferson City Schools. Superintendent Brian Mitchell sat in on his final school board meeting tonight. Good evening, I'm Brittany Pieper.
And I'm Jim Rick. Thanks for joining us. This comes after Mitchell announced his retirement last October. KOMU 8's Abby Rice talked with Mitchell about his hopes for the district, including how to address overcrowding.
Earlier tonight, I spoke with Brian Mitchell about his work in education that began nearly 25 years ago when he started as a teacher. With Mitchell at the helm, the district received national recognition for its early education and mentorship programs. But the district has also received criticism from parents who say overcrowded classrooms are bursting at the seams. After an attempt to fund 2 new schools failed in 2013, the board is once again discussing adding another school. Mitchell says larger incoming classes only increase the need for more space.
Our secondary space was already busting at the seams, and that's even more apparent as these large elementary classes transition into high school. And so I think that the need is certainly real.
Mitchell's replacement, Larry Linthicum, will start on July 1st.
Fitzgibbon Hospital in Marshall is offering a new program to expectant mothers who smoke to help them kick the habit. KOMU 8's Alyssa Casares is live outside a local daycare on Paris Road and has more on what the program has to offer pregnant mothers.
The Missouri chapter of the March of Dimes helped fund the Baby and Me tobacco-free program at 6 hospitals in Missouri. The program aims to help pregnant mothers quit smoking. The program offers pregnant moms the chance to save money. All they have to do is stop smoking during their pregnancy and test smoke-free after birth. For up to a year, for every month they pass the test, moms will receive a $25 diaper voucher. I talked to one mother who works at Tiger Tots, and she gave up smoking during her pregnancy and got her reaction to the program.
I think that it really does help for being beneficial for them. The only concern I do have, is what about the other parents who do not smoke? What do they? We want to encourage them to continue. So what are they going to do for that?
The March of Dimes director says she doesn't know of any program that offers incentives for non-smoking parents, but she did add that anything that helps women stop smoking while they are pregnant is a positive thing. Reporting live in Columbia, Alyssa Casares, KOMU 8 News.
The mid-Missouri summer might be a little less buggy this year. Now, earlier in the year, scientists predicted almost plague-like conditions for cicadas in Missouri. 2 groups of cicadas are emerging at the same time in some parts of the state, but Missouri Department of Conservation entomologist Rob Lawrence says that's not the case for mid-Missouri.
There have been a few reports of the periodical cicadas coming out in Boone County and some of the surrounding areas, but really low numbers, not the huge amounts, the millions that they're seeing in other parts of the state.
He says the next large group of periodical cicadas to hatch in mid-Missouri shouldn't be until 2024. A pretty piece of mid-Missouri is getting some national attention. The MKT Trail made USA Today's top 10 list for Reader's Choice Urban Trails. Here is one of the entrances of the trail in Flat Branch Park. The paper mentions Voices from the Past, a guided tour people can download on their cell phones to learn about the benches on the path. MKT is currently ranked #1. You can vote for the trail on USA Today's 10best.com. We'll have a link to that on KOMU.com. And as the sun is finally out, bikes can come out too. Crews began work today resurfacing, repainting existing bike lanes in Columbia. Workers removed the old lines before painting new lanes. Crews worked on roads including Rangeline Street and Old Highway 63. There currently is not a date or time for the project's completion.
The mother of a well-known Columbia murder victim is back in Missouri hoping to find more of her son's belongings, but having a tough time. MU student Jesse Valencia was murdered by Columbia police officer Stephen Rios in 2004. In an exclusive interview with KOMU 8 News, Linda Valencia says her home burned down a year ago with her son's pictures and items inside. She wants the rest of his belongings because she wants more than just a few pictures.
I would love to, just have his personal things like his laptop and his camera and his cell phone, because I don't have anything left. There's just his grave. And
Valencia says police would not release the items because the Cape Girardeau County prosecuting attorney who handled the case said no and did not return her call. Maury Swingle, who prosecuted the case, says the release of Jesse Valencia's pictures and computer shouldn't be a problem because none of those items were used as evidence in the trial. A Mid-Missouri man pleaded guilty today for intentionally infecting someone with HIV. A judge sentenced Warren Williams to 5 years probation. Williams has to complete 200 hours of community service work, comply with future medical treatments, and notify future partners of his HIV status. Violating the probation could send him to prison for a decade.
2 Missouri state representatives are at odds after one appeared at a memorial for Confederate soldiers. Democratic Representative Brandon Ellington says Republican Representative Chuck Basie's appearance at the event last weekend was inappropriate. He says Basie saluted a Confederate flag at the event, and that deserves repercussions, especially with the heightened sensitivity after the Charleston shooting. But Basie says he did not salute the Confederate flag and was just at the event to remember soldiers. His great-great-grandfather was a Union soldier but buried Confederate soldiers there.
There's no way possible that we should be having tributes to the Confederacy as elected officials. It's supposed to represent Missouri.
If there was a salute to the Confederate flag there that was there, I didn't see it. I wouldn't know it if I saw it right now.
Ellington says he would support the Confederate flag being removed from all public properties. KOMU 8 also talked to Basie's father about the Confederate flag and where it should be allowed.
If Mr. Ellington and anybody else wants to ban the Confederate flag on his property, he's welcome to do so. He will not ban it on my property.
Representative Chuck Basie says Ellington misunderstood the situation and that he would talk to him.
The Callaway County Sheriff's Office made an arrest this morning after a weekend chase on Highway 54. The department reports passenger Brent Gibson voluntarily turned himself in after running from deputies immediately after the chase. The driver of the car, James Wills, has already been arrested. MoDOT released a video today with the stories of 4 highway workers who were injured by distracted drivers. The videos to raise awareness. Last month, MoDOT workers were striping Highway 50 in Montauk County when a driver barreled through the work area. No one was seriously hurt, but the accident caused $35,000 in damage to MoDOT trucks.
The governor signed 2 bills today intended to boost local businesses. One bill extends a special tax credit in an effort to attract corporations to Missouri. Under the bill, the tax credit will continue until 2025. All companies that expand their headquarters to Missouri will get the benefit. The second bill will help redevelop a car plant in St. Louis.
Hillary Clinton will be in St. Louis tomorrow, marking her first trip to Missouri as a presidential candidate. The former Secretary of State will hold a fundraiser hosted by the daughter of the late chairman of Anheuser-Busch. We will have a team in St. Louis, and we will bring you live reports tomorrow. Things sure heated up today. Let's send it over to Kenton for a check of the Mid-Missouri forecast.
Thanks, Jim. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning still in effect right now. It's been in effect for almost 45 minutes now at this point, and it's for Macon County. Sheraton County is now involved with this as well, just the northeastern portions there. You can see all this swath of rain, all this red that you're seeing. It's dumping about 2 to 2.5 inches of rainfall per hour. And again, it's almost been over Macon County here for about that hour period, going from the northwest towards the southeast. You can see it has a bit of more of an eastern track to it as well. There's also 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts with this. There have been reports of some electricity out throughout the region and some hail certainly as well. It's all less than an inch though in size, so that's good news for us. But still, a lot going on there. Make sure you're staying away from windows if you're in that area. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect until midnight tonight for 5 of our northern viewing area. And then also by Tuesday here, we're going to be dry by morning, looking at 74 there. Maybe a slight chance for a shower still in the area by sunrise. Otherwise, just another warm day expected. More chances, though, for the rest of this week. Of your 8-day feels like forecast and everything you need to know coming up later in the show.
After saving more than 500 horses, a woman is having trouble keeping up with her farm. That's coming up.
Moberly woman needs your help. She runs the Guardian Oak Horse Farm and could lose everything. KOMU 8's Alyssa Casares picks up the story.
I need a family and a kids.
It all started with her father's dream in an online ad.
I saw 3 halflingers on Craigslist,
Her father always wanted to start a therapeutic horseback riding program, so she packed up her bags and headed to Pennsylvania.
When we got to Pennsylvania, I found these thin, sickly, terrified horses.
But that didn't change her mind, and she brought her first 3 rescue horses home to Guardian Oak. 500 horse rescues later, she got some unexpected news.
We were really up and going, and our partner bailed on us. And in doing so, we essentially became homeless.
With 42 horses still on the farm, that didn't stop her.
We moved forward, and we've been trying to move forward ever since.
Without the partner, Guardian Oak needs more volunteers and additional funding. But that's not the only reason this horse farm needs the help.
I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I have a lot of weakness. I fall a lot. I have a lot of trouble walking any distance.
My mom has given up a lot and done a lot for a lot of people.
I know that this program could do wonderful things in the community for veterans and children.
And she's already proven that to be true with one of her littlest volunteers.
Since my daughter Connor has come to Guardian Oak, her attitude has changed. She has opened up. She pretty much blossomed out.
We help the horses. What's best for them.
It's just really important to me, while I can, that I finish what I start.
And with that, Guardian Oak might just be able to help make a couple lives just a little bit better. Alyssa Casares, KOMU 8 News, Moberly.
If Guardian Oak isn't able to find enough volunteers or raise enough money, Kreider plans to find homes for all 42 horses. To donate your time or money, you can visit our website, KOMU.com.
Uber just changed its gun control policy. What measures the company is taking in light of recent tragedies?
Emergency crews rushed to a wildfire in California today. Firefighters managed to stop the spreading to a nearby dry brush area. The cause of the fire is unknown. No one has been hurt. Much of the state is facing hard to contain fires due to the dangerous drought conditions. The popular ride service Uber has banned guns. The company updated its website to prohibit both drivers and passengers from carrying any type of firearm. Before the change, Uber deferred to local, state, and federal laws. Violators could lose access to Uber services. Its main competitor, Lyft, already has a no firearms policy.
In world news, hundreds of thousands of people in South Sudan risk starvation due to food shortages and unrest in the region. Violence in the world's youngest country has intensified over the past few weeks. An emergency team from the World Food Program has been airdropping food. An estimated 4.6 South Sudanese face severe food shortages. And Chilean authorities declared an environmental emergency for the capital today, forcing more than 1 million cars off the city's roads. Winds and a lack of rain have caused an increase in particulate matter surrounding the city and smog. Particulate matter has been linked to heart disease, respiratory difficulties, and environmental damage. More than 900 companies were also temporarily shut down.
The Royals start a West Coast road trip tonight in Seattle. We've got highlights coming up in sports. Okay, look and listen to this. This is a concert 3,600 feet above sea level. A famous Norwegian jazz metal band performed on top of a mountain. About 2,000 people showed up. Now, to get there, you can't drive a car. See, there's no way you can drive a car up there. So you either have to walk or you ski. It's called Trolltunga, and it's one of the most famous rock formations in Norway.
Coming up tomorrow on KOMU 8 News Today, we'll be live on the Katy Trail as it celebrates its 25th anniversary.
There will be 330 cyclists there, and they will start a 232-mile journey to St. Charles. That's coming up on KOMU 8 News Today, starting at 4:30 a.m. Kenton.
Also at 4:30 a.m., you have Eric on the 8s there, or not Eric, sorry, excuse me, Tim on the 8s, weather on the 8s there all morning long, and that was a big mistake. Okay, looking at our live Doppler rate radar, still a thunderstorm warning moving through But I have been in contact with the National Weather Service. They are not planning on extending this warning south into Randolph County. The system certainly is starting to diminish in its intensity. Still have some gusty winds with this, maybe about 50 miles per hour at this point. Some very light hail as well, but certainly a lot of wind too. So something I'll continue to watch and keep you updated with on the rest of the night. This watch is still in effect for Randolph County until midnight. You guys are just waiting to say something.
Oh, man.
I think Dave Schmidt, Michelle Boga was
Everyone.
I remember all of them.
Hey, once you say it so many times, it just kind of comes out.
It did.
We do miss Eric, but we're glad to have Tim here in the morning.
Get breaking.